So hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My third video of 2024, I believe. I hope you're doing really well and easing into the new year nicely. It's very cold. We had all that rain, but typical British person talking about the weather, but we had all that rain and it is so cold, so cold. I think snow is coming also, I saw. Why couldn't we have had that in December? December was so mild and now it's freezing cold. So I've got the heating on, I'm all cozy, I am ready to do my December favourites. It was a bit tricky for me this month. What I normally do before I do my favourites is I will walk around the house in like each room and look for things that I have been loving, using a lot, enjoyed using, watching, whatever. And I done this a couple of days ago and I really struggled this month, and I think that's because obviously December was just all about Christmas festivities. So I did struggle a little bit this month, but saying that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, some YouTube. As always, these monthly favourites, I like to keep them real and to share things that I have been genuinely loving and using. So yeah, December was a funny month for favourites, but I think I will start with a couple of Christmas things, because how could I do a December favourites without having some Christmas things in? And my first favourite of December was my Christmas tree. I miss my Christmas tree. I was so late taking it down this year. I actually didn't take my tree down till I believe it was the 6th of January. And I didn't even want to take it down then. I just wanted to leave it up. This year, I absolutely loved my tree. I don't know if it was because this year I bought a new tree, or I just loved all the lights. I did have a lot more lights on the tree this year than I normally have. And it was just so cozy, and I would just so much enjoy throughout December coming down. I'm an early riser and I would just love coming down and switching the Christmas tree lights on when it was dark, and it was just such a lovely cozy feeling, and I really didn't want to take it down, and I don't think I've ever felt like that before. I'm actually very sure I've never felt like that before about my Christmas tree. I would normally want to take it down, really get straight probably after Boxing Day, to be honest, and I know a lot of people did, but not me this year. I wanted to keep it up, and I was very sad to take it down. Obviously it would stand just here, so we do have some greenery, and I did toy around with the idea of putting lights around this, to still keep, you know, the lights. I love the lights because it's so dark at this time of year. But yeah, my Christmas tree was my #1 December favourite, and I miss it very much, and I cannot wait to put my tree up again. There you go, that was #1. My next favourite, my next December favourite, which again is another quite a festive thing. I had so many of these chocolates throughout December. I'm still loving them. I need to go for something else. I've had that many. Ferrero Rochers. I had a Ferrero Rocher calendar, advent calendar, #1. And then I bought Ferrero Rochers to keep in the house, to take to Centre Parks with us. And then I was given Ferrero Rochers as a gift. And this is my last lot now. Absolutely love them. My favourite are the standard, the gold ones, because obviously we do have the white ones, which have a very slight hint of coconut. But I do still like them, even though I don't like coconut, because you can't taste the coconut much, and it's quite a creamy chocolate. And then you've got the dark ones, but the standard are still my favourite. I just had so many. I don't know how many in total it would have been. So many Ferrero Rochers. So these were a definite December favourite. Throughout December, from the beginning, it would just always be Ferrero Rochers, so I had to share them. Okay, so they were the festive things. Now, my other favourites. I am going to start with a couple of books. I'd done a fair bit of reading throughout December, which I was determined to do. So the first book that I actually finished in December was Where the Crawdads Sing. A classic book. I'd seen a lot of people read it. I'd seen it about a lot. Everyone raved about it, and I thought I've got to give that a go. It's the Sunday Times bestseller by Delia Owens. Over 10 million copies sold worldwide. So I thought I've got to give this book a go, and I'm really glad I did. Now, I think I've mentioned before, either on here or over on Instagram, that when I first started reading it, I wasn't sure it was for me. And it took a lot of perseverance, but I am so glad I did. It's a beautiful, beautiful book and a lovely story. If you've read it, you will know exactly what I mean. So I'll read you the basis of the story. For years, rumours of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barclay Cove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say. Sensitive and intelligent, she has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the girls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be loved. When two young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. It's so good, so beautiful, so detailed. Some comments. The Times says takes your breath away. The Times says painfully beautiful, at once a murder mystery, a coming of age narrative and a celebration of nature. People say an astonishing debut. It's worth a read. I can really recommend this book. Even if you start it and you feel like I did, just stick with it. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. So detailed about nature. And I absolutely loved it. So I read this for most of I finished this, so I would say about halfway through December. So yeah, firm December favourite. And my second book, which I finished it a few days ago, but I was reading, obviously when I finished that one, I was reading this throughout the Christmas period, was A Country Christmas by Veronica Henry. The million copy best-selling author. It's beginning to look like a country Christmas. And it says on the front, as fruity as a mince pie by the Sunday Express, and it was quite fruity. It was quite fruity, quite fruity. We don't really use that word, do we? But it was quite how can I say, risque, quite a lot of yeah, we'll use the word fruity. I can't think of another word that I could safely use on my channel. So we will use the word fruity as a mince pie, and it was. I'll read the stuff on the back. Christmas is coming to Honeycoat House, and Lucy Liddard is busy whipping up a feast of festive treats for her nearest and dearest. She knows this year's celebrations need to be extra special. Their beloved Cotswolds brewery is struggling, and Lucy is sure that the secret her husband Mickey is hiding isn't a diamond necklace in her stocking. As the scent of cinnamon fills the air and the glamorous guests start to arrive, Lucy suspects there might be a few more secrets waiting underneath the Christmas tree. It's certainly going to be a holiday to remember. A fab story. A lot of very interesting characters in it that all come together and all link, and based around the Cotswolds, so there's many references to the Cotswolds area. Absolutely loved it. It was one of them books that like I didn't really want to put down, but I had to. So absolutely loved this. I love a Christmas novel anyway, and it's a bit of a different Christmas novel in that it's very fruity. So yeah, really good. So these two books I absolutely loved reading in December, and now I need to decide what book I'm going to start next. Before I buy any more books, I have probably about 5 or 6 books that I need to get through, and then I will buy myself a new pile of books. So I will let you know what I read next. Next we have 3 like body beauty products. The first one, flipping love this. You know, I like a nice perfume, and I went into Lush in December and I saw this. I'd never really noticed it before, but I did see a lot of the bottles were gone, so I thought, oh, that's a good sign. It must be really nice. And I flipping love it. It is this. It is 420, the perfume by Lush. Wow, I'm going to spray some now. Okay, it is. I've been wearing this every day ever since. Okay, when you first spray it, if you smell this, you know what I mean. When you first spray it, it's very, not clinical, medicinal, bit medicine-y smell, which you think, ugh, okay. But then it settles into a wonderful, smoky, warm, such a comforting smell, and I could understand why it was so popular. Let's have a look on the bottle if it does tell me what the scent notes are. Hand blended with fine essential oils. Okay, so it says on here, we recommend up to 6 spritzes per day for an even distribution of the smoky and soothing mood enhancer. And it is smoky, soothing, and dare I say, it does really make me feel relaxed. It's a very different type of perfume, and I absolutely love it. So that's 420. Is it 420? Does it say 420 PM or AM? Let's have a look. It says 420 PM, and absolutely love it. I also at the same time got the bath bomb, and that was really good as well. So can't recommend this enough. I mean, I've used a lot of this. And it doesn't really seem to have gone down that much. So absolutely loving that. While we're on the subject of Lush, I tried this body lotion for the first time. I'd heard a lot of people rave about it and I had never tried it, and oh, it's lovely. You can get the whole range of things, body wash, scrubs, everything, bath bombs. It's a classic, isn't it? Sleepy. So I've got the body lotion. It is, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on again. Cloak yourself in dreamy touches of oatmeal infusion, lavender water and heavenly fair trade organic cocoa butter. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. You only need a little amount. I mean, I apply body lotion every morning after my shower or bath. With this, some body lotions you need to put more on to get that softness. With this, you really don't. And the smell. I'm sure a lot of you have like tried this before or smelt it, but I actually hadn't. I was a bit late to the party on this, very late. It's so good. So good. You just can't beat Lush for their products. I'm not saying they're the cheapest products out there, because they're not, but you just can't beat it. I did actually go in again the other day to the Lush in Northampton, and I was very surprised to see they had still a lot of 50% off Christmassy items, and some of them also weren't Christmassy. And I did see, I got myself the body wash in the scent grass. Has anyone tried that? Grass. It smells, as the name suggests, it smells of grass, fresh grass, and you think, it is so good. And again, with that, you don't need a little amount. And I think 50% off, it was like £16 for the body wash, which I would normally probably think twice about paying, down to £8, which I didn't mind. And it was so good. So if you are living in the Northampton area, check out Lush, because they did still have, I think this was last week, they did still have lots of 50% off, and the big gift sets also. Okay, one more beauty item. This one is from Aldi, and absolutely love this. It is obviously their Lacura beauty range. I love Aldi. I love Aldi for things like this. And this is their Sleep hand cream with lavender, velveteer, jasmine and eucalyptus. Okay, so we will finish with some telly YouTube. Now, telly-wise, throughout December, it was mainly, I would say, yeah, we watched a lot of Christmas films. We must have watched Elf 2 or 3 times. We watched The Grinch, it was just all Christmas films, so there isn't anything in particular that I can say was my favourite, although coming up in January favourites, there are, in particular, I can already think of one that I'm absolutely loving on the telly, which I will reveal in January favourites. But as usual, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I do love my YouTube, and again, I think I mentioned this one in a previous favourites. I've been loving my tarot card readers, and I think a lot of it is because I haven't had a proper tarot reading in person for years. I think the last tarot reading, I don't know if that was the tarot, I feel it might not have been the tarot, it was some type of reading I had a couple of years ago, and since then I haven't had one at all. I don't even know if that was actually a tarot reading. I feel like I haven't had a proper tarot reading for years and years. And I have seen them about. When we were in Covent Garden, I think that was in December, there was a lady like on the market doing them, and there was quite a queue, but I had Atticus with me, and it's just tricky. Probably if I'd been on my own I would have queued and had one done, but it's quite tricky with young children, so I think I love to watch them on YouTube, and there's a lot of them. I did start off watching, which I have mentioned in a previous favourites, I feel, Ali's Tarot, and I've now started watching quite a few others. I'm a Capricorn, so I always listen, obviously, to the Capricorn tarot readings. And I have to say, I honestly do have to say, obviously, I'm going to sound like one of them now, obviously they're general readings and they don't resonate with everybody. Obviously, because that would be impossible. But saying that, I do have to say that at times it's like, God, did they really just say that? Did they really? It was like quite sort of good, I have to say. So yeah, really enjoying the tarot on YouTube at the minute. So if you love your tarot, YouTube is the place to check them out. They were my December favourites. I hope you enjoyed. I know I had people asking, where's the favourites, where's the favourite? So I hope you enjoyed this month's favourites, and I will see you very, very soon for another video. Bye.